light, blaring sound. What is in the crystal ball? Will the fairground rise or fall? Ride high, ride fast, touch the sky rushing past. Remember as you whirl around, fortunes can be lost and found. Fair's fair on the fairground, fair's fair on the fairground.
The story so far.
Ozzy's mum, Mrs. Watson, owns Watson's Field. Mr. Turnbull wants to buy it, but Mrs. Watson is worried.
No, Mr. Turnbull. I've told you before, I can't sell it. It's the only place in town the fair can go. What would happen if I sold it?
Oh, do be quiet.
Mr. Grant and Mrs. Leach don't like the fair.
I'm sure there are many people who feel just as we do. A petition, that's the thing, don't you agree?
Absolutely. A petition. We could have a word with the...
They were going to try and get the fair stopped.
What about you? Do you like fairs?
Ozzy, Rachel, and Captain Cutlass watched the fair pulling on to Watson's Field.
What was Rachel eating? Chocolate toffees, her favourite sweets.
Hey, Michael! I want to go in here. Show it back.
Meanwhile, at the edge of the field, two men were watching.
What was on his arm?
A tattoo.
What did the other man give them?
Money in an envelope.
Let's see what happened next.
Ozzy had a cup of tea in Bert and Rachel's caravan.
What did Rachel tell Ozzy? Read it.
Can you really tell fortunes?
Of course she can't. It's just a bit of fun. Pays well, too.
Rachel was reading the tea leaves.
I see trouble. Trouble in the tea leaves.
Trouble in the tea leaves? Don't talk nonsense.
Do you see anyone, Dad?
Ah, they're gone.
But look, there's a note. Get out of town and don't come back.
Rachel said she could see trouble in the tea leaves. Seems to have started. I think.
Hello, Word Watchers.
Wordy, what are you doing?
I'm thinking about what we've just seen in the story.
Well, I'm looking into this crystal ball. It's like the one Rachel uses when she's Madame Verardi, the fairground fortune teller. Do you remember? It was on the poster. And if we go on looking into the crystal ball, we'll see Bill the Bricky. And he's singing.
Why don't you build yourself a word? Build yourself a word with an ing to say it's happening. Take a look, add ing. Build yourself a word. All together now. Looking, looking. Take bang, add ing. Build yourself a word. All together now. Banging, banging. Why don't you build yourself a word? Build yourself a word with an ing to say it's happening. Yes, it's happening right now. I'm making, I'm building, I'm making, I'm building.
Woke me up, you lot did. Been singing, have you? You'll get lots of practice. It gets really noisy around here sometimes. That wordy, yeah. I've got a poem about him. Want to hear it? Of course you do. Right. A poem about wordy. We shout, we found him out. He's got his elbows inside out. Good, isn't it? Notice anything else about it? Yeah, it's a mouse poem. I make up good mouse poems because I've got short legs and a long tail and I live near the ground. Actually, of course, it's all a load of rubbish. Ta-da!
Hey, Wordy, come over here. I've got something else to show you.
Oh!
I've got some pictures here that I've been drawing at the fairground. Do you feel like learning a bit more about the lives of the showmen and their families?
Yes, please.
Well, look, do you see this picture of two cans in a little cart? They're water cans, and they get filled up and taken to the showmen's trailers so that they can have water for drinking and cooking and washing up with, and so on. Children quite often do the job of filling the cans. Douglas's family use water cans quite a lot, and it's often him who goes to the tap at the gate. The water can is heavy when it's full, so Douglas uses the little cart to help him.
Phew! That must keep him quite busy. Oh, is that another boy from the fairground?
Yes, his name's Dax, and I was talking to him. Dax told me that he sometimes helps on his family's sideshow. It's a scary one called Space Invaders.
Well, it's like a ghost train where you walk around and there's all noises. Things touch you. I've got the people's feet and they go, oh, Sykes, touch me down there. And they run back out the other way.
Most fairground people have dogs. I asked Dax about his.
He's a South African Ridgeback and his name is There's lots of dogs because we want them to mind the things, and like when there's three of us and we want to mind the three things, they go around the caravans, and then at night time we leave them outside the things to guard the things. When they're working, they just bark if they hear anything outside. And when you just walk down the fairground, you can hear all dogs barking.
I've got a friend who's a dog. He's called Dog Detective. Some of you may have seen him before. He's very good at sniffing out words and sounds. If this thing works, a spot of Wordy's Word Watcher magic, perhaps we can see what he's up to.
Dog Detective is chasing S.H. What a wonderful show. When it comes to guarding shops,
Dog Detective must know.
if ever he's shy,
It's that sound again.
whenever he's in a shop,
It's that sound again.
he's so merry when he hears sherry.
It's that sound again.
Dog Detective is chasing S.H. What a wonderful show. When it comes to guarding shops,
Dog Detective must know.
shoo!
So, your friend Dog Detective was hunting for words beginning with S-H, was he? Shh. Nice quiet sound. Of course, for Sherry, that's the name of the dog in our story, I'd have to use a capital S. Well, that doesn't alter the sound, but names always start with a capital letter. Well, there's the first bit of Sherry's name. What about the rest?
Here's a word you'd like to know. Break it up in bits like so. Sound them out one after the other. Shh. Airy. Now squeeze them back together. Sherry.
Sherry, Mr. Grant's dog. I took lots of photos of Sherry before I drew her for the Fairground book.
Hey, Martin, can we have some more of the story?
All right, Wordy.
Oh, looking forward to this.
Read every page I give you out loud. Here goes.
Oh.
Get out of town and don't come back.
That's nice.
It's my boot.
I told you, trouble.
Hooligans, that's all. Nothing to worry about. Well, Madame Verardi, come on, let's get this mess cleared up. Rachel!
What? Yeah, I'll get a dustpan and brush.
Look, Ozzy, it's nothing to worry about. Hey, look at the time. Your mum will think you're not coming home.
Mum knows where I am.
Scram, go on, up it. Come early in the morning, and you can watch the rides being built up.
Thanks, Bert.
And hey, forget about that brick. Like I said, it's nothing to worry about, okay?
Okay.
Shh, it's not that funny.
On his way home, Ozzy heard two voices behind a trailer. Men's voices.
I've had a good look round. The hired hands live in the small caravan. Got the envelope with the money?
Yeah. Somewhere. Come on. Here it is.
Right.
Do we give it to them tonight?
Of course we do.
But will they clear off?
When they see how much money they're getting, they'll clear off tonight. And Thurston can't build up his rides without hired hands, can he?
No.
He'll be stuck, and we'll be here.
Yeah.
It's a piece of cake. Know what I mean?
And what about the dog?
Yeah. We'll see about the dog first. Come on.
The men walked away. Ozzy crept after the two men. Mr. Grant was walking Sherry at the edge of the field.
Oh, good evening.
As Ozzy watched, the two men went up to him and patted Sherry.
Oh, yes, a lot of money. Very expensive, but worth it. Yes, come on then. Come on, Sherry.
Ozzy walked slowly home. He was thinking.
Mr. Grant's got to. Sherry will miss a treat if they don't hurry up.
I wouldn't serve him if I were you.
Now, don't you be rude to Mr. Grant because of his petition, Ozzy. He's entitled to his opinion just as much as you are to yours.
Oh, good evening, Mrs. Watson. I was afraid you'd be shut.
Couldn't let Sherry go without a chocolate, Mr. Grant. Ozzy tells me you're getting up a petition to stop the fair. Is that right?
Yes, it is, I'm afraid, Mrs. Watson. Nothing personal, of course.
Oh, I understand. Just don't ask me to sign it, that's all.
No, quite. We just happen to think that a nice, quiet town like ours can do without a messy, noisy fair.
Oh, Ozzy!
Sorry.
Shouldn't you be doing your homework, young man?
It's the Easter holidays.
When I was a boy, we had homework every night, holidays included. Good night, Mrs. Watson.
Good night, Mr. Grant.
But when Mr. Grant came out of the shop, Sherry had disappeared. That night, when the rest of the town was asleep, two men were very much awake.
Bye, Muff.
It's a bit early, Ozzy.
Bart said to come early.
You cleaned your teeth?
I'll do them twice tonight.
At the fairground, Ozzy met Mr. Grant.
Morning, Mr. Grant.
What? Oh, it's you.
Have you found Sherry?
No, Ozzy, I haven't. I went to the police last night and I came out for one last look around. And what did I find? Look at this. Just look at it. This is just the thing to make people sign our petition. Where there's a fair, there's always a mess.
Perhaps the showman didn't do it. You should ask him. It's not fair to blame him without asking.
Very well.
Come on, you two, let's be having you. Wakey, wakey. What I had to do to wake you lazy blighters up? Knock the door down?
What?
Yes? My name is Grant, and I wish to complain about the litter.
So do I, mate. It's a disgrace. You wouldn't believe grown men could sleep through that, would you? Hired hands. A sleeping beauty's more like. Right. I'm coming in for you.
Sherry?